Well, anyway, it's Christmas time.
What do you need? You'll have to excuse me.
Good day to you.
Over here?
Oh, it's you.
Alright, I got this.
Bye now.
Wait a minute, we have a new person. We have more new people coming in. I'm actually really excited because the person just came in today. There's a lady in that. Oh, it's a young lady. She's actually really cool. And might be the replacement of...
You're finished!
Might be a replacement for the one person that's actually sick. Literally, the baby. Why am I say that? Poor ladies at work got into a little bitch fit with me, and she gets really emotional over almost everything, and a lot of people at work are just like tired of the fucking bullshit.
Emergency!
Emergency! Code! Avoid!
Bitch.
Congratulations on completing the objective.
But yeah, so she was like sitting there getting all upset and I made a comment about her
Completed!
a headache. So she was depressed. And I'm just sitting there like, you're complaining about your head hurting that. And I told her like, you usually breathe. You stop talking so much. That's why your head hurts. Like, you're talking so much, you're making your head fucking hurt. That's like your head fucking hurt. And like, she said a comment towards me. And she's like, well, I'd be dead if I wasn't reading all that stuff. I'm like, yeah, I understand that. You can say the most obvious thing in the world doesn't mean that you're fucking intelligent, okay? You're literally rampaging. You're talking to an older man that's trying to tell you something. But then again, you know, when people don't like to fucking listen at all, because they're always up their fucking asses.
Sorry, but I need some aid. Emergency! Code! Protection! Hostiles on our tail.
You know, and
Hostiles ahead.
she got upset easily. I'm like, yeah, you stress out all the damn time, and it's fucking irritating almost everybody that we work with. We have to deal with you.
You're finished. Hostiles ahead.
And she got mad, and then she started talking to and then I got fucking mad and got frustrated at because I'm tired of listening to this fucking little child of a person sit there and want to control everything that's going on in her life. But when she says something, we have to obey because she's the main character of her little fucking anime story that she likes to think that she is.
Hostiles on our tail.
And that's basically what it is.
Jeez, that's not nice. Sorry, but I need some aid. Change over. Code. Protection.
Again. And so, like... oh, cool. So, like, I'm sitting there just trying to just be, you know, like I always am, be, you know, a funny person.
Hostiles on our right.
No, I'm not trying to be a super fucking big dick. It's like, I fucking have to because the way the fucking...
Hostiles on our left. Hostiles on our left. Hostiles ahead. Hostiles on our tail. Hostiles on our left. Hostiles on our left. Hostiles on our tail.
So she got pissy and that. I'm like, you keep trying to think you're a fucking main character of the story. That's how you think. That's how I should think with you. And it's like, this is not how it works in real life. This ain't an anime show or whatever that you might think that it is. That everybody should bow down to you because you are fucking existing. And then when you get caught with stuff and that, you get all pissy and shit. And then you want to sit there and get all even more mad. Just because you play the victim card and that and complain.
Completed.
It's fucking a nuisance. They don't want to fucking work with you because of this. And I have to say, it's not your fault the way that you are in that. You're like this because you weren't raised in a way of showing respect, really. And getting angry and fussing like a fucking 5-year-old kid doesn't fucking solve anything. All it does is make people fucking not like you anymore. And you're gonna get mad and say, you know, oh, you don't like me, yeah, no one has to fucking like you. So me and my, you know, man, we talk about that. And I told flat out, like, no, she needs to be, honestly, she needs to be 100% disciplined. She's playing too much of stuff, man, and she's making it really fucking difficult to work with. She's getting babies, maybe not her fucking sitting there commenting on every fucking thing that we say. I'm like, you don't need to comment on everything.
Emergency mission alert. Large-scale deployment operation in progress. All ARCS ops, report to the quest counter to join the mission.
It's like, not everything has to be about you. And like, as soon as someone says something, she comments on it. And then I comment on what she says, you know? Cause like, oh, we're all having a conversation that. And then she gets mad at me for commenting on what she said. Like, you're not even talking to anyone. You're just talking to random. Like, you're not talking to no one.
Identity unidentified reason. Stay alert.
Like, and like, we'll sit there, all of us will be sitting there like, talking bad about something that, and then she'll just sit there and like coming out of nowhere and then like want to be part of the team, and then like, you can conversate with anything you want to conversate with. But, you know, I do it too. I'll say one-liners not all the damn time. But you can't sit there and get mad when people don't want to fucking socialize with you every second of the fucking day. You know, it's just how it is. It's in and out. And there's some things I'll say in that and people will fucking sit there and ignore my ass. And I'll sit there, you know, and be like, okay. But sometimes people need, you know, an upper and they need a positive thing. There's enough negativeness in this world. We don't need a overly negative princess. Someone just sit there and make it even worse for everybody just because she gets upset. Said I don't come to work to be more fucking and have more negative shit in my life. Even though my life's not negative as of right now, it's good. So don't fuck about all the stupid shit that people worry about. But other people don't have the same mindset that I have. So, and so they don't want this negative enforcement right in their fucking face every time they come in. Like, oh my god, more negativity, guys. Let's do more negativity. Let's just fucking hate on each other. Hate on everything in sight. These chicks are more beautiful than I am. You know, you want to complain about, you know, complain about women being more attractive than you. It's like, well, they get more attractive then. Ooh, I shouldn't be like that. And I see that's what it is with these victimizers. These victimizers always would say, it shouldn't be like this, shouldn't be like that, shouldn't be like this. And you look at them, and it's like, you know, hot chicks are hot because they actually do stuff to become hot. Yeah, some people are naturally gifted with, like, women are actually gifted with bigger tits than that. Okay, just how the fuck life is. You can't expect life to be this perfect utopia just for you, because it's fucking not.
Emergency code due.
That's what these people always want to say. They're like, oh, Oh, there's a perfect utopia. You know, I said this utopia mindset. All this crap and nothing. Yeah, it's because you're a fucking lefty. That's why you do that shit. That's what all lefties do. They all want this utopia of life and that in their own little fucking brain. Because it's all in your head. You have to smoke your drugs to implicate them all the damn time. Like you're losing all this shit. You believe in weed over the actual fucking discipline. That's all it is. You don't want natural discipline. You think discipline is bad. You're like, ah, discipline's so bad. Like, discipline's not bad. Everybody needs to be disciplined. But inside their mind, they think discipline's bad because it's fucking, they think it's fucking harassment of some sort. They think it's a threat of some sort. Like, no, you're just fucking retarded. Okay. I said that's all it is. You're just fucking stupid. Your daddy didn't discipline you. Your parents don't discipline you. You live your own life without any consequences of anything because they're tired of you. You get mad and frustrated because no one wants to fucking be in your vicinity. You have no friends or even associates because people get tired of the negativeness. You're the first one to get mad at everything. You're the first one to do stuff. Man, I understand all that shit. I've been down that road many times when I was younger. And because a lot of it's because I had a mindset that was fucking full of lies and bullshit. It made no sense. And you gotta keep on making up fucking things to try to make sense out of the things that are just literally just pointless. I would say that's a nowadays, liberal mindset. They think of something that doesn't make any fucking sense.
What would you like to do?
Like that we shouldn't guard our country from foreign invaders. Just let them all come in. God, we're built from immigrants, man. But yeah, we are born from fucking immigrants.
Feel free to stop by anytime.
The thing of it is, we're born from Christian value people. No matter how many times people want to bitch and fucking yell about Native Americans, we killed them all that. Actually, we fucking did it. You want to say that shit because they want to make it look like that the people that came to our country were fucking horrible people and that's why our country's the best country in the world. That's why you'd be able to say whatever you want to say. But there's always consequences to what everybody fucking says. And the majority of people don't want you to say those things. Because, it's orthodox and a lot of people ignore stupid people. I kind of ignore this person. but when they do the like snappy one-liners towards me sometimes, I'm just sitting there like, okay, you know, I'll speak my mind, because that's basically what happened the other day in that, you know. She was sarcastic in that a little bit, and she was sitting there training the new person that, and she was saying something like trying to like want to say that she's in charge in some sort of way in that, and of course they're gonna get mad. They're like, oh, you just don't want anybody to know. You don't have to be a fucking asshole about things. So I was just sitting there doing my job, and I was working that. And these guys rely on me a lot of times. It's just the little things people just don't do throughout the day. Like I'll do the little bits of dishes off and on that on my time that I'm sitting there. That we're breaking that. Like other people go in there, they'll eat and stuff and that. You know, I'll sit there and do a little bit of dishes. I try to keep up with stuff. And I know how overnights are. When we have a chance to do stuff in that, we'll well, anyway. So I was just sitting there, and she said something about me giving out an order number. I'm like, okay, you know, I never did that before with you. Now you want me to do it with you because you're training someone now. Like, well, just tell them that's what people should do. And that, but like, I don't have to do anything to a certain extent. When it's just like, okay, your job is to check the order number and check out what's going on in the first place. So be nice about that. Yeah, I can do that, of course. But in practice, that you should get used to, you know, people handing you stuff and that, and you're like, okay, this is your next order. That's what I did it. I said, this is the next order after this one. And she commented on it. Tell me I should call out the number, but it's not that she said, oh, you need to call out the number, not. It was overly explaining that, like I'm a fucking 5-year-old. I'm like, no, you don't overly explain it and thinking that someone's fucking stupid because you're just a fucking idiot yourself. You know, it's always like, oh, you know, I'm more superior. Yeah, it's because you have like the Christ conscious mind. You're a pagan moron. You think you're more superior, but you have nothing that's more superior than fucking anything either. A kid that smokes too much fucking weed and sits there all day and cries about how fucked up her life is, like you're the one that created your stupidity. You're the one that doesn't want to listen to that. You know, that's basically all it is. Anyway. And so I'm just sitting there and was like, you know, I was getting a little frustrated. Now, like, your attitude is always the fucking problem, man. Like, you know, I'm just sitting here doing my job and that. And I'm getting kind of fed up with it because you're always fucking, you're commenting on everything. You're putting a negative spin on every damn thing that people say. And sometimes it's not super negative. Sometimes it's positive, but no. But mostly it's a little negative spin. You know, I'm sitting there working that, and I'm trying to make light of the mood and that, and all I hear is this person in the background is yakking 24/7. Is always talking about everything, and it's not even just me. It was a couple other people here just sitting there like, oh my god. It's like, dude, it's like, you don't have to talk about every fucking damn thing that happens. You're like, if there was a commentary button to turn you off, it'd be best. So I need a commentator on everything that happens. If it's funny in that, you talk about it. And I know I'm being a dick about it, but it's like, it's because you just don't know. You're stupid. That's it. Get mad, get upset. You're just dumb. You don't know when to talk and when not to talk. To a certain extent, you can get annoying that, but sometimes you have to just stop talking. So it must run in your family in that. Because, you know, her sibling that she's better at working, and she is. And this person's not a bad worker; it's just the commentary. But this one thinks that she can get away with everything because she works like everybody else does. And I try to explain to her like everybody else works here. Well, this is what I do, and that. I'm like. But I don't give a. The thing is, I understand that's what you're like. Oh, this is what I do. Good, that's what you do. You're at a job. You're working. Oh my God, it's the fucking end of the damn world, man. Because you've been working here for 2 years and that, and you haven't learned anything really new besides the same shit you've been doing for the last year. So that's cool. Okay, you got a job like everybody else. You know, you want a round of applause every 5 seconds. You want someone to sit there and be like, oh my God, you're the best. Like, no, man, it's your self-worth. Your self-worth sucks ass. I know those kind of people. I've been that kind of person. You're not worth just because you sit there and yak at what everybody else does too. Do you do things that are overachieving? Do you do things that no one sees you, do normally? Are you staying late because of issues that might occur? These are the things that people look at. If you do the same thing over and over again, or say you refuse to do things, as soon as you say you refuse to do things, that's where you start having a bunch of fucking psychological issues that start happening with people in that. Because they're gonna look at you for like, you're complaining about something. Oh my God. And I was like, you're complaining about someone telling you to do something. That's instantly a red flag, a 100% red flag. Because people fucking hate that shit. And then you use the psychological shit that love to see all the time about this is always a team effort type stuff, and that's like, it is a team effort. The problem is you're a solo character. You're not a person that likes to play with other people. Like when you go on your little fantasy land online shit, you play online that you want to be the main character, like it's a video game. Thing is, it's not a video game. I know I know people want to argue about that shit. Like, well, people should, take that into consideration, about like, when you have a video game mind, an anime mind, all animes have one purpose. They follow a main character. All video games have one purpose. They follow a main character. If your mindset's into that and you think you're a main character, everyone should revolve around you, then that is the biggest issue right there. This is why people have what I call the main character syndrome. And now this is not, something you can't get out of. You can get out of anything. But the problem of it is, it takes time to get out of it. And it's very difficult to get out of something that you're embedded into. Because it's going to make you sad. Change your life around, do new things and that. It's going to make you sad. You're going to feel like shit. Because you have to do all these new things and that. It's like change your life over. You're going to have to go through a lot of crap first. You have to undo a lot of things that you know. I've been through it. Because I used to be a liberal person. I used to be like a conservative-based person. I like conservatism more than liberalism because, they tend to tell the truth with me. But now I'm just full-on Jesus. I just speak the full truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. I don't believe in politics. People talk about stuff, and I'm like, why do you guys talk about stupid shit? That doesn't mean anything. So you guys want to talk about stuff that's just fucking like idiotic.
Emergency! Code! Collect!
No, they're always very negative. And so, like, I'm just sitting there, you know, after all that stuff happened, I was like, okay, you know, whatever, man, you know, I got pissy, man, because it was like, God, like, you're starting to get on my fucking nerves, you keep clashing with me, you keep saying shit about me and that, you're probably telling other people crap about me and that, because you're one of those little sneaker goblins that likes to whisper a bunch of fucking gossip bullshit. And you want everyone to look at that person because they don't want to look at how fucked up you are. This is what people do that victimize themselves. They want to look at everybody else for doing bad stuff and that, but when they get bad, they get fucking super frustrated. They freak the fuck out. Like, yeah, of course you got freaked out because you're not used to being disciplined. That's why. You do something wrong, you know, when someone tells you something, you'll literally get in a fucking rage. Like, well, I thought it was like this. Thought what? That you weren't wrong? Like, yeah, talking shit about... You're a customer service person. I'm talking shit about people that are sitting there making us fucking money and that because you believe that doesn't matter. Number one, this is a business. Any person that is intelligent enough should know that you can't get paid unless you have money. This ain't a free fucking society now that most of you know, fucking woke cards want to think that life should be like is this free stuff and free this and free that. Our country wasn't built on just complete fucking freedom. It was built on war effort, honestly. We went to war with a lot of places. We with ourselves to get to where we are today. The last thing people want to do is to have violence. Because violence sometimes is fucking necessary because of how stupid and how fucking retarded people are. I always say that because it's the honest truth.
Pay heed to sudden outbreaks.
Like people get fucking I like it's fine to get upset. I always say no, if you don't know something that's good money. So when you sit there and you also want to fight against it gets not. Anyway, as the day went on, no, we were just sitting there just like talking about it. I mean,
PSE burst!
And I was trying to be kind now, you know, I mean, you know, all of you respecting that person. And I said, it's not about the person, it's about the fucking person. You let stuff go for so damn long without disciplining people that good people don't do, and that's why you have this problem. The problem's always occur when people don't discipline. They get fucking so mad over that shit. But yeah, you haven't been disciplined at all. Your mommy and daddy, you yell and fucking scream, you get a big old hissy fit, you slam your door like a fucking plot wobble, and then you fucking wonder why, you know, older people or even people that are fucking this shit are dealing with this shit. They're all like, dude, what the fuck is your problem? Oh my god, disciplining people is the way of the past, and we're civilized people, man. Oh, you should be disciplined because you're a fucking moron and you do stupid shit. Duh. You don't need to be disciplined with a fucking belt and knife in your fucking throat. No. Maybe things should start happening in a similar way. Being correct and being trustworthy, being honorable, having rules to apply by. You know, that's what the Bible's always saying. You know, the Bible teaches you how to be a fucking human being, how to be civilized. It teaches you how to have good morals and shit. When you follow these good morals and that, life gets a little bit fucking better. But if you don't follow these things, that life gets fucking worse. And you get people that don't fucking respect you. You don't and that's what they do. And like everybody thinks and I'm trying to be civilized with them because they will just get better and just stop fucking commenting on everything. I like, you have to learn how to stress out first before you learn how to not stress out. You have to stress your body out. People say stress is so bad for you. Over-stressing is bad for you, but you still have to stress out about things. That's how you learn, by stressing out. When you stress out about a situation, that what normally happens is your body starts to see why it is stressing out and tries to figure out how to de-stress that stuff. Naturally, but just as they're constantly fucking smoking weed and shit, you're constantly stressed out yourself every 5 fucking seconds. People get fucking mad at you. Yeah, they're gonna get mad at you. Because they don't like that you're doing that stuff. Become
completed
without setbacks, like all these things shit that you and they don't think that same thing. I'm like, yeah, you're listening to some kind of shit. It's bullshit talk. It's giving you a fucking false sense of actual life. And that's one of the problems that we always seem to have in life is what we think is true, what we think is not true. And there's some things people just believe that's true 100%, and they fall in line with that, or they ask people that they think that are smarter than them these questions and that, and they're actually just fucking stupid people, and they give them bullshit information. And I already know who it is. It's the person that left before that. It's this person that left from that. I have nothing against this person. I don't think the person's a bad person. But they follow things that are unorthodox in my reality. What I think about life and that. And, well, this person, you know, a pagan. Well, yeah, worship the God in the Bible. Literally flat out says why we shouldn't do it, because they're demons, Satan. Demons are great. You try to live with people outside the life stage.
Thank you for your support. Once I'm healed.
Yeah, I was talking to how you say witches aren't Satan, some witches aren't Satan. The word witch came from Satanism, bro. It came from the fallen angels. Some people believe that Nephilims are like super powered humans. No, Nephilims. They said Nephilims are made from demons and angels. No, Nephilims are made from. Nephilims are demons. Nephilims were made from
Emergency!
the creation of humans, the heavenly host.
Yeah, nice one! You did it!
And like, they did think that. Like God said, people are going to interpret the Bible, interpret the word that they're using for whatever they want to. Stick true to the word. The word gives you powers. That's why the demons don't want you to know the word. That, you know, God is my fortress. He is my, safe spot. You know, He is eternal. He's always with me. He's never not with me. Doesn't matter what I do. He's always there. If I call out to Him because I am a newborn believer, He will come. He always does come. Even in every situation I have to deal with that, I could do this for my own sake. You know, normally it's kind of hard to not be an asshole and shit, but this person's being a dumbass. But that's the thing about it. When people say stuff, and they're not used to people coming back on them about the things that you say. It's not about what you say, more or less likely. Because you can say stuff in that and not mean anything of it. But some people want to agitate certain things. As a man, would be like, well, you said something, but I think it means this, so it has to mean this. Like one of the things I said about one of the people I'm working at, you know, I'm an older person, that's a word selection. And so I'm just like, okay, well, I enjoy you. And immediately, massive fucking perversion. You say like that, oh, what the fuck do you mean that you say like that? I don't need to speak out every fucking damn word. You're that fucking stupid, you don't know context. learn context. You need to learn how context works now. When people are talking about, there's many different things that people can talk about. It's not just one word meaning one thing. Words are very, meaningful. They mean different things how you talk about it. Like if I say enjoy, it means that I like. If I say I enjoy, banging you, then I'll say I enjoy banging you. But we don't do that. So how can I sit there and say that and have that in my head? You know what I mean? Like, you can't say those things and then think it's always one way. Like, no. Like, you're just a massive pervert. That's why you think constantly everybody's trying to do like that. No. You think that, so you just assume everybody's like you, but you're not anyone special to be like, because you're not anyone that people want to be like. No one wants to be like you besides you. You're influenced by a bunch of morons, and you believe in really stupid shit, and then you get mad when people sit there and go against you. So you think the whole entire world believes in the same dumb shit you believe in. No, you just believe in stupid shit, and get mad because other people have a better sense of mind. That's it. That's all it ever is. A better sense of mind. I don't know how many times I have people get fucking pissed off at really stupid shit. And I'm just sitting there like thinking to myself that it's like no one else.
Emergency!
It's like no one else gets mad but you.
Emergency! Code Q!
And the thing is, it's not even just me talking about it. Other people actually, they dislike it a lot more than I do. But I ask everybody, she left the match, so I asked them all. I'm just like, okay, so it's like, why does she always feel, I always feel like she's targeting me. It's like every single time I come in this fucking place, it's like if I say anything, she wants to bite my head off. I'm trying to understand why that, because I'm like, some days we're cool as fuck in that, and other days are just like, it's always hatred thing. I'm like, man, it's like, people just love to hate because they get away with it so much. And so, anyway, I continue my story. I kind of went off the brat stuff. So anyone that deals with this stuff, deals with people, I know everybody does. Anyone with the right mind that just wants to go to work and that, have some fun in that, be sarcastic to people that they like to talk to in that, because you get used to your group in that, the people you work with. Because I'm an overnight person, I know my overnight team very well in that. We all know a little bit of personal stuff about ourselves and that, about each other. So we kind of coexist together, because that's how it is. You basically become a fucking family. It's my work family. There's always the one person that everybody's just sitting there like, like, why are you doing these things? Like, why you get upset over stupid stuff? Why are you doing this, doing that? That's that person. Like, there's no compromising. It's just literally just causing so much ruckus over just nothing at all. Someone talks to you, you get pissy in that because it doesn't fall in line with what you think how people should talk. I'm like, yeah, exactly. Because the way you think is stupid. You think stupid. You think, well, everybody's fucking stupid. So you have to comment on everything because you want to have a superiority in them. So yelling and screaming at someone because it doesn't go your way is called temper tantrum. That's what children fucking do. You know why children temper tantrum? Because they're not disciplined. Their parents didn't tell them fucking no. And that's what's happening when you don't discipline your fucking children. When they're young, they become full-fledged adults without knowing the word no. If they do know it, they don't like it when people say you're wrong. And then they go into this temper tantrum phase that their brain's trying to understand, but it doesn't understand it completely because it doesn't fucking know because it's never been through it. See, experience matters. When you go through a disciplinary age, you know, probably when you're young and that, you gotta get put in the fucking corner. You do something wrong, like you slap someone in the face and that you say, no, violence is bad. You put them in the corner and that, it's like, think about what you're doing, because it's boredom that makes you want to change. When you're bored and you're stressing out, your brain tries to figure out how to change it. I know this from a personal factor. Give you a hint of what I'm talking about. I never like to work at that. I give props to people that work when they're in their young 20s and that. I say, you're doing a lot better than me. At least you're doing something. I mean, your communication skill kind of sucks ass and that, the way you talk and that. That's fine. You're still learning. There's no point in just keep on hating on everything. No. This ain't about hatred. This is about discipline. This is actually about love. This is what Jesus preaches all the time and that. Preaches love. It's a discipline. If I care about someone, it's because I want to discipline you. I see something that could be fixed or more or less better. Because there's a lot of people that don't have that type of lifestyle because their parents don't give a fuck. Their parents are just undisciplined just like they are, or they're just tired of the headache. So they don't want to discipline. Sometimes you have to be a little forceful. Now, this is different between man and woman, or male and female. Females sometimes have a harder time being disciplined because normally if they, you know, daddy thinks they're a princess, that they normally get away with everything. They go, what's my princess, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah. That's why you need the mommy figure in the family to discipline you. This is why every single time there's a single household, there's always a huge fucking issues with discipline between one gender and the other gender. That's why you need mommy and daddy to be in the process of doing it. Yes, males can raise men just fine because they're going to be more direct. They're like, you have to get a job, you have to have a car. And so they do. Their daughters, more or less likely, don't have to do that. They're like, oh, treat them like a princess and that, do those stuff. They never do nothing wrong. Then what happens to that? When they get older, when they're working in reality, they're working with people other than being by themselves with their family and that, you're going to get caught up with assholes like me that have been through a lot of bullshit themselves, and they're going to call you out on the stupid shit that you do. And then when you get mad and frustrated, you're going to start saying all kinds of fucking shit because it hasn't gone your way. That said, honey, this ain't fucking at home, okay? I'm not your fucking daddy that's sitting there and not disciplining you because I ain't your daddy. This ain't your family and that on your private life. This is work family. You're working with a whole bunch of different kinds of fucking people that have all kinds of problems, or even have all kinds of solutions to the problems they have. You want to think whatever you think, that's fine. Everybody does that. But when you're sitting there and you're trying to be, I'm the most intelligent person ever because I research stuff. And you can research all the shit you want now. You know what research does? It all leads you down a gigantic fucking rabbit hole. And the more you research, the more you start to know that Jesus was right all along, and that everybody should just go to Jesus for all the wisdom. Go to Father God for all the wisdom. Go to God himself for all the wisdom. Have the Holy Spirit guide you. I'll tell you what, I did all these years of fucking research, understanding psychology, understanding humans, understanding how we work at that, understanding all the little aspects that I can about humanity. That it all came down to Jesus was right. Don't speak to these certain people. Don't congregate with these certain kind of women as a male and that because they're poison. Stay away from gossipers. Stay away from prideful people and that. People that never want to learn, that never want to change, and never want to do stuff like stay away from drunkards, stay away from druggers, stay away from all these poisonous people and that, because they want to bring you down to their level, and they always do. They always want to say, hey, come to this party with me, let's get drunk. I'm like, oh, no, I don't want to do it. Like, why not? And of course, you're obviously, you think you're better than me? Yeah, the whole feminist saying, you think you're better than me? Nah, as I don't do stupid shit because I don't like doing that. So you don't know how to have fun. That's the number one thing people always want to say. You don't need to be drunk, high, or on any type of fucking hallucinants to have fun. Strong-willed people, strong-minded people have fun without doing any of that because you don't fucking need it. All drugs do is show how weak-minded you are. That's all drugs do. Anyone that's any type of uppers and downers or any of this shit, you're just a weak-minded dumb fuck. You're just weak-minded. You haven't learned how to get stronger. You keep on dulling your senses. It's the reason why you have a drug addiction. Because it dulls your senses to rely on the drug other than to rely on the discipline that you fucking need to survive. That's all it is. Of course, everyone has different issues now, but we rely on a substance, especially drugs themselves. What fucking happens? First off, you waste more fucking money, and second off, you never learn anything of the problems that you're having. You just keep on citing them as drugs. The thing is, stress never really goes away. You know why people get used to drugs? Because our brains are telling us that this shit's not working. You need to just grow the fuck up or learn more or be different. Try to change yourself every single day to get better. People don't want to learn anymore. People don't want to change anymore. And it's hard to do at first because you're just young and stupid. Or because you're influenced by a bunch of fucking morons that literally tell you this shit. Oh, at this age, you can't, not learn and da-da-da-da. I heard plenty of people say this garbage shit. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about? Oh, you can't learn da-da-da-da-da-da-da after this certain amount of time and that. I'm like, huh? So learning just fucking stops because... And then it's just like the stupid shit. It's like... Do we not hear how people talk about? Like, you're an idiot. You have to learn. I said learning is a natural thing.
Feel free to stop by anytime.
That's how life happens. Life doesn't happen unless you learn. You can't stay a fucking moron for the whole entire life. And I get it, some people do. Huzzah! No, good for you. But the truth of it is, you can't stay like that your whole entire life. You have to grow eventually. That's how life always is. Okay, I'm back. Big Bob. Starting to play some fucking outload mode. You got it?
Yeah. Just have to get through that outside door.
Oh, you're good.
And go around the corner. Would have been in the middle, huh?
Yeah, it should be alright.
It'll flex that far.
Oh man, he's a pre-workout.
Emergency! Code! Distraction! Completed!
We're gonna see what's gonna happen now. I think what's gonna come down is this person's gonna end up losing. It's not because you don't work good. Better than any years just you The lava is just salty. Light themselves and they don't see that happens a lot.
How about some of this?
I have to deal with people in my life, and now you start getting things like me. Like, I used to think the same way. Oh, that's not nothing. There'll be a lot of the thing is, like, if stuff doesn't get resolved with what people are trying to say, it's a group effort. Like there's a majority of people working that don't want it. And I say, well, it's a petition then. We all have to sit there and like, okay. You know, there's certain things that we just don't fucking like that, so we don't want it. If someone's being negative and doing it, and we want them to fucking leave. You either learn and you apologize for what you did, if you're not gonna apologize for the ignorant stuff that you say, especially when it gets to the point you're always doing it, you're bashing everybody and everybody, you never apologize, that's a problem right there. You just have to apologize to people. Like, this person's never apologized for all the stuff they said to me. I apologize to her multiple times for that. This person never apologized for that. Hey, you wasn't wrong. No, you did something wrong. That's what you were agitated. That's what you agitated. I said like this, no one wants to come into work and have a yelling, rampaging, fucking atheist person that come in there with very shitty ass morals and all this fucking arguing that. You're gonna argue back because you think that you have to. Like we had a good conversation that, you know, she was saying, you know, I said, there's some things you just don't say to people and that if they aggravate you, it's best just not to say nothing. And she's telling me like, well, you say that you don't defend yourself. I said when it's something threatening that I actually have to defend myself, then I do. But see, the thing of it is, nothing ever threatening happens, as in someone tries to get physical with me, then I will retaliate back. But if it's just vocal talking, it's not threatening to a certain extent that I have to get physical, then I'm just going to vocal talk it back, or I'm just going to ignore you. I can ignore someone that's talking. It's called walk away, or just stop talking about it, or just vent outwards by walking away from it and then talking about it either to yourself or to someone else. And like, it's very unnecessary for people to be angry at each other when it could be just a compromise. When you ask something as stupid as why something's a problem with you, this is how the scenario always goes down. This ain't the first time I dealt with people like this. I worked in a lot of places. They talk about a problem, but they don't want to solve a problem. The normal feminist bullshit. And like, they talk about a problem. Oh my god, my head hurts today. And when you say, okay, well, why don't you drink some water and not hydrate yourself? And that's not the reason why my head hurts. They get furiously upset. I said, what if I get upset? I'm really telling you, you're probably just dehydrated. You probably just don't have water in your system, Max. You need to drink, 20-something ounces of water every like 2 to 3 hours, because your body is mostly made out of water. And like when I get dehydrated, and you try to explain these details to them, they fucking sit there, and they get super mad at you for trying to speak the obvious. And then what happens? They go behind your back and say a bunch of stuff. They whisper things that are not actually true. Like, this person's got a dialogue, memory log of what everybody fucking says, and I do the same thing, but I only memorize things that are threatening towards people and that are actually bad. If someone's talking about something, like I'm a man, I'm talking about big old titty bitches, and a woman comes over here and hears me talk about big titty bitches, and she gets offended by that, yeah, that's a no-go, because it wasn't directed towards you. But people want to think that it is. So you say woman because I'm a woman, but you ain't a big titty woman, so it had nothing to do with you. It had nothing to do with you to begin with. If there's no names called, or wasn't directed towards you, like I pointed at you like that, it's not for you. I listen to people say stuff, and I hear them talk shit about me. I ignore it. I heard some girls say that I have a fucking ego because I don't listen to every fucking damn thing they say, because, I'll be like in the bathroom and that, and one of our lady managers kind of goes in a panic when she doesn't know where I'm at. She freaks out a little bit. I'm like, why are you freaking out? So I was in the bathroom. Well, I just want to know where you're at. No, you don't need to know where I'm at. If I want to go take a piss or something like that, then you have to have the trust that I'm going to be back here to do my job. Like, if you're somewhere else in that, and I'm like sitting there like we're not busy now, I'm listening for the dings, because we have noises that happen when we get orders that come in. I'm going to be there. That's what it is. You don't have trust in me. You think I'm like not going to sit there. You have abandonment issues. You want to have eyes and all this stuff. Yeah, because you have mass anxiety in that. And your anxiety is causing you to hallucinate shit that's not fucking true. You'll get these whispers of bullshit in your mind that demons love to corrupt people. They give you false accusations of people. As soon as someone sees me in that, they identify many things. Some people said I'm scary. Some people say that I'm a pervert and that, or some, women want to say that, and then when it turns around, all these women that say this stuff and that they say these things, or even the guys that say that, they start to know me and they're like, oh, he's actually really loving and caring. He's actually really truthful and honest. That's how it is with everybody. No one walks into a place and just like completely 100% themselves. And I try to explain to people, like, I'm a truthful asshole type person. I'm always the asshole of the group. I want to speak the truth about things. That sometimes I don't, and sometimes I do. When I get fed up with stuff and that shit, it comes out. I talk to my management a lot. And I say, I'm an older man than that. I like critiquing people because this is a fucking business. If I see someone that's not doing their job right, and they're sitting there like getting all pissed off and start yelling and screaming at it, if I comment on them, first off they're going to say, well, you're not management. I said, I don't need to be a management to comment on what you're doing in that, because I know not to do it. If I know not to do something, then I can comment on you and say, hey, you shouldn't be doing those things because it's not good for the business. It's not good to interact with customers and yell and screaming. Because we can talk to probably all of our customers, and I bet you all of them are going to say the same thing about this person. Because I already did. A DoorDash person that comes in all the time and that. I know him from the gym. We see each other and that. We don't talk that much now, but we notice that we work out together. Well, not really together, but we're in the same gym. And like, I know people around here because I worked here for a while now. I worked at a car wash and that, so I saw a lot of the people that came over from the community, and I still see them as of today. And so we all kind of comment on things and that. And I'm like this lady that, like, you don't live in this area. You live in the area away from here. So when people see me and know me, and they see me working here, and they notice that you're here, and they see that you're doing stupid shit, and they know me, they're gonna talk to me about it if I mention it. And that's what happened. I mentioned that, and they're like, oh, you mean that person over there? He's like, yeah, I overheard all that stuff and that. She was just like, yeah. It's like, I have no idea what's wrong with her now. Like, she's always like that. It's like, yeah, I noticed that too. And you get people that comment on that. And so it's not even just the people that you work with. It's everybody that comes in. So you want attention. You're getting your attention. You're getting unnecessarily bad attention. And no one fucking, like, respects you because of how ignorant you are. And you listen to the sayings that people say that are like this. Is that respect people first. Exactly, you respect people first. It's a monologue for yourself to another. And that's how it always is, like, when people listen to the things that people say about respecting people, it's for yourself to another person. It's not from another person to you. You're the one that grants respect first. And then other people respect that. And they don't grant that respect
Emergency.
to
Ears open.
you, so you don't respect them.
Emergency. Code due.
Yes. A perfect resolution. You are clear to return.
Completed.
Well, sometimes it's hard to respect certain people. It's just so some people are super hard to deal with. This is how it normally is with people. And like, it's hard to teach a full-grown adult something new. Because like, a lot of stuff gets embedded with you when you're a young person. Like your morals and that. It's hard to teach an older person.
What would you like to do?
It always is.
Feel free to stop by anytime.
But yeah, like, that's one of the things that I always have to do at work, and that's just... Because I have people that are just too negative. Man, these yawns are getting to me. These people that are just too negative and that, they do stupid shit and that. And you let it go for a little bit because you're just getting used to them. And all of a sudden, you can't ignore it anymore. You're just like, oh my god. It's like, agitating. So anyway, one of the guys that's been working there for a while and that, he's the one that kind of like brought it up with me. One day, he's just like, this is like the first month I came in, he's like, hey, can I tell you something? I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever, you know, speak your mind, you know, you're supposed to speak your mind for whatever. He's like, there's so much drama here, bro. It's like, yeah, I've noticed that. There's a lot of bitch drama, you know, a lot of girl drama stuff and that. It's always the same women. You know, it's the women that have mass anxiety and that. They always want to, like, talk their asses off and that. So that's what it is. And, like, all of them have the same thing in common. They all want attention, but they don't know how to get it. And, like, when they don't get attention, they get fucking upset because they don't get the attention they want. And I'm just like, yeah, no shit, dumbass, because attention doesn't go for everyone. Like, I used to work with, like, both these young ladies and that. They're close to the same age, you know. They're a couple years apart. And, like, we would always sit there and we would have fun. We would sit there and make fun of each other and that. We would laugh with each other and that. We would always be, like, back and forth. But then sometimes, you know, one of them would get fucking jealous. It always fucking happens because she wasn't getting enough attention. So she got mad and be like, what about my attention? I'm like, what about your attention? I'm not giving you attention right now. It's like, and this ain't the first time it happened at a job, so I know, like, it's like, I know exactly what I'm talking about. It happened at my other job, too. One person didn't get enough attention because I was the only fucking male there working. The only, I guess, semi-attractive male that people are easily attracted to, whatever the fuck it is. And they would sit there and want attention once they get closer, once they get to know me and that. And they're like, okay, that's fine, man, but like, I'm not your fucking boyfriend. And nor am I your fucking friend. I'm not friends with any women. And I can't stand that attention-jealous ratio. That's why men blow off women all the time that they're friends with, because they're just like, I don't want to talk to you right now. Why not? They go into this mass anxiety mode, and they fantasize and think about what they're not doing. And they think that they are doing. And they get really fucking upset too. And when they get upset about it, they're just like, they start fucking making up stuff. And the reason why they do those things because they have their lives are so fucking boring, and they want that validation all the damn time because some women just can't get good validation because they're not attractive looking. They're not attractive looking. They have all these issues in that, and when they have issues in that, they don't get the sort of attention that they think that they deserve. As I walked in today at work. I just want to put this out as an explanation of like this shit happens all the time. One of the girls there, like I was just walking around that. She said hi to me. You know, I was just like, okay. And I said hi, but she didn't hear me. So she said, "Are you gonna say hi back?" I'm like, "So you're forcing me to say hi to you?" It's like I don't need to say hi to fucking no one. What did I tell you about that person? That they have control issues. That they don't trust no one. They have mass control issues. If they don't get what they want, they complain about it. And I say to you that do that shit, you're a fucking moron. No one needs to give you nothing. I don't need to say absolutely nothing. If you didn't hear me, I understand. But I say hi to people sometimes, and they normally don't reply back. And if they do reply back, it's cool. But sometimes they don't. It just happens. And always it's because, you know, they don't hear you. Or they're tuning out stuff and that because they're focusing at work and that. You have to understand that everyone's going to be constantly in that kind of state of mind sometimes. Now, I come into work and that, normally I want a peace of mind to myself and that. I come to work and that, I put my stuff up and that, blah, blah, blah. I open up my energy drink. I start sipping on my energy drink and that. You know, I have like 10, 20 minutes before I have to go to work. You know, and sometimes people say hi to me and sometimes people don't. When I say hi to them, sometimes they don't say hi to me. That's because they're focusing on stuff. It's not that they don't want to, just they don't notice it because their mind's somewhere else. It's just how it always is with people. And sometimes later on, they'll say hi, like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" Like, "Oh, nothing much, man, just another fucking day." Like, "Oh, another day." We start connecting. That's what people don't understand sometimes. It's not that they're mad at you or angry at you or negative towards you because they don't reply to you. It's because either they don't hear you or because they're on their mind's somewhere else. Not everyone's mind's going to be focusing on you because you exist. This is how these people act. People with these kind of sort of like massive amount of demonic tensions on them and that, which is what anxiety and overthinking, all this stuff is that you have all these pressures on you, constantly thinking that people fucking hate you. Like, no, people don't hate you. They hate how you act. There's a difference. People don't like the way people do things because it's not in that sense of, like, positive. When you're too damn negative as a human being, other people notice it and they're all like, "You're hella fucking negative." "What do you mean? You don't know how my life is." This is what the first thing they always say. "You don't know how my life is. You can't say nothing." I can't say what the fuck I want to say, bitch. Get the fuck out of here. You can't say certain things because you don't want to. That's fine. But I can say whatever I want to say. These control issues that people have, that I'm fucking tired of, and I hear all the time, like, all these victimizers, and honestly, because they're all fucking, you know, we want to say, you know, liberal people and that. No, politically, they lean towards that mindset. They're fucking just demonic morons. They believe in massive negative stuff. They listen to negative music. They evolve with negative stuff and that. What did Jesus say in the Bible now? Jesus always talks about this with negative and positive. He brings it up all the time with how people shall be in that. He says, God specifically said, the farther away you get from me, the more negative and the more shit happens to you, because the demons don't give a fuck about you like I do. And people always want to think God is bad and demons are good. I said, you guys are completely brainwashed by demonic societies that anyone that says anything remotely to say, like, oh, these people are good, they're not good. No one's fucking good. We can do good things because mortals can be sympathetic with each other. But we all do bad things to a certain extent. Some do worse than others. But when we're sitting here trying to figure all this stuff out, like, what is the difference between being with God or being without God? Well, I used to not have God on my... I mean, I had God with me in that. I always believed in Jesus and all that stuff. But I never really, like, got into really hardcore. I went down my negative spot for a very long time. For, like, 15, 20 years. I really didn't start breaking out until the last, like, year or so. And I got into all this negative stuff and that when I was, like, in my teenage years. Why? Because I believed in... What? I was a full-fledged liberal. I was a liberal-minded person. I believed in bullshit lies. I believe in NASA. I believe in all this fucking bullshit that mortals made up. And they were fucking lies. We never landed on the moon. Why? The world is not what we think it is, because it's not fucking around. It's not a globe. There's no planets. There's none of that shit. That's all fucking lies. No one has never, in all these thousands of years and that, they never said there was planets and that. You look up in the sky and all you see is lights. That's what God implicated stars are. They're just lights in the sky. And then when I say they're distant suns and that, and then when you use the, the relativity law, trillions of light years away, and the light will not fucking hit you. It'd be so dim, you wouldn't fucking see it at all. Your eyes only see so far. That's what people implicate. And I say, when you use actual science with the stupid shit they say, it never works out. I said that shit's CGI made up garbage. That's why it came to when movies start coming out. All this scientific shit came to when they started figuring out how to use CGI and use computer programs. They're all computer programs. None of that shit's fucking real and never been real. They said, well, they found out because of scientific... No, it wasn't scientific discovery. It was made up bullshit. It's just back then, the satanic dumb fucks didn't have the technology to create this fucking effect. That's why it didn't exist back then. It exists now because technology's out there. Look, all these video games and that. The game I'm playing now. Different plants and all that stuff and that. They got all these things. Yeah. They embedded it into all of our fucking books. All of our stuff and that. And this stuff started translating at the beginning of the last, 100-something years. Before 2000. And then when 2000 hit, internet started getting bigger. Started having mobile chats. Cell phones started existing. Jesus talked about this 2,000-something years ago. He talked about there's going to be communication around the world. You're going to be able to see stuff in other areas of the world. He was prophesizing almost everything that's happening here, telling the full-on truth, because he was God. He knew exactly what was going to happen, because he was the Word of God. He was speaking the truth from the Father. And people try to interpret it in many different ways. Yeah, you can't say internet, because no one knows what the internet is. You could explain that. He said global communication. They said, what would be the Earth's round? Because global? No, global doesn't mean round as you fucking around. Global means around the areas. It means the whole world. And he was right. The internet became something. We have global communication with our phones. You can talk to anyone around the world on that. And what happens is, Lucifer, it came down to Lucifer uses that as a platform. That's why the internet's free. Anyone can go on the internet and post anything they want. There's certain websites you can post all kinds of gruesome shit. They have black websites, and they have people literally chopping people up and shit. And yes, I've seen, you know, people talk about that shit. I used to have like friends that I used to talk to back then, and that the internet, you know, better than that. You see, man, I watched this stuff on the dark web and that, and it's fucking gruesome shit. It's disgusting, satanic shit. People sacrificing people to Baal still. People sacrificing people to fucking all these demons and that. And they do it all the time. And people say they don't do that. They all do that. They still sacrifice people to these fucking demons. They always will. Because inside their minds, they think that these demons are actually what's making their lives better. And because they're so fucking stupid and ignorant that they don't realize that they're committing themselves to fucking hell. And some people think hell is a good place. They're like, oh, hell's like an eternal party forever. No, hell's literally burning alive, being eaten by worms. And literally, you burn with temperatures beyond Earth. You constantly burn in complete fucking darkness. It's not a fucking celebration. Lucifer doesn't conquer hell. Lucifer goes to hell. He doesn't want to go to hell. Like, you guys have to understand, you're being talked. This ain't like Little Nicky. There's no, like, God made hell for the angels to fall into. Not for us. This ain't like Little Nicky and that. You go to hell and that, you're partying all the time and drinking beer and that, and then fucking slutty ass succubus women. No. You're burning for eternity. Jesus specifically talks about this. God himself, the Almighty, as the flesh of his Son, the Word of God, speaks the truth about hell. And he talks about gnashing of teeth. And what he means by gnashing of teeth, he means constant pain. The pain is always happening. There is no rest. You do not heal. You just keep on going through the pain. And why does he talk about hell so much? Because he knows it exists, and he knows he doesn't want anyone to go to hell. He's giving a solid message out there. Repent. Do better things. Because it comes out of Revelations, mercy does run out. Grace does run out. We are going to go through a lot of stuff to understand. You know, and that's what it is. We're going to go through a lot of shit. Death is not the end. Everybody gets judged. Everybody gets judged. Even you're dead. You're going to get risen back from the dead. You're going to get judged. If you want to explain how God can raise you from the dead, you don't need to explain what God does. He made everything, you morons. Everyone will explain that what God is. Like, only thing the Bible states that God is the Alpha and the Omega. I am who I am. There's all these terms. He was there forever. He's an eternal, spiritual, loving being. He has no boundaries. And people mentally, as mortals, think, well, he has no boundaries, so he can do whatever he wants to do. He could be all this mean, all this stuff. No, he abides by the laws of Moses. That's why the laws of Moses fucking exist. Them are God's actual laws that he himself abide by. Perfectly. And then when Jesus explains the laws of Moses, You talk about murder. When you think of murder and you have murder in your heart, you're committing murder. You're breaking one of the 10 Commandments. Because people can think things and say things. When you actually honestly feel like you want to do that, that's why people kill people. They honestly feel that's right to do it. That's what he's talking about. He says, don't be like that. That's how you have serial killers out there. They literally have no humanity. They're literally walking demon corpses, walking around and doing these type of things. And they honestly don't know why they do it half the time. Sometimes they do because it's a fixation thing. It makes them get off on that, which is normally what happens. But all it is, similar things he's talking about. Like adultery. He talks about adultery a lot. Talks about, if you have sex before marriage and that, it's adultery. People don't understand that. Because it's the Holy Communion. Getting yourself off in that, hoping to get yourself off in that is to have kids. People don't understand that. That's why they constantly always do that stuff. And I get it, You're not supposed to see naked women until you're married. We see naked women all the damn time. You can go on there to look up bigoldboobies.com and there's a bunch of big old titty bitches walking around jiggling their boobs all over the place. That's what he's talking about, why we're so corrupted. Back in the old days, we never did any of that stuff in that. Before the internet, only girls we saw were on TV. If it wasn't there, we're not going to look. The thing is, that's how poisonous sin is. That's why he knows. It's not our fault why we do the things we do. It's a natural response. It's a natural thing that we do. It's hard to not do it. It's very difficult to do it. And that's why people have such issues with it. And sometimes, though, he talks about the lusting sin. It always hits you a lot harder when you try to fight against it yourself. So what happens is, when you pray for that, sometimes it doesn't go away. Sometimes, when you do that lustful thing, it brings you closer to God. Because, if you say, well, sins are bad in that, sins are bad. The thing is, it's inevitable for us to sin. Like with John had a thorn in his side, he had a lust thorn. And he asked God, can you get rid of this? He said, no. He said, why not? He says, because if I get rid of it, then you're not going to glorify me anymore. You're glorifying me because you have that sin. The sin is reminding you of me. I believe that's how I am as a person. I know that I do bad, but that reminds me of that I want to do better, but I go to God for that. I go to Christ for that. That's what sometimes people do. And it's not to say that, they're fornicating with a bunch of women. That's the reason why I don't do it. That's the reason why I don't have women in my bed every night. That's the reason why, I don't sit there and bang a bunch of chicks that I, worked with or used to work with. Because that emotional response is not what I want. It's not in my heart. I want a woman. I want someone I want to be with. I want someone I'm married to be able to do that stuff with. Or even have a girlfriend I've known for a while to be able to do stuff with. I want to have that love connection, but that's what I don't see anymore as much. Like my mom's trying to get me going to this church that one of my aunts goes to, and trying to hook me up with a nice girl over there, and like all my lady family members and that are all saying the same thing about we need to find him a woman and that he's this person that he's nice and really truthful and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, I do what I can as a man, but the women I hang around with, they're all fucking sluts. And it's a constant occurrence. I've talked to one of the dudes at work about it and that. And they're all like, it's just how it is. You know, I get the eyes at me and this stuff and that. You know, because, you know, I'm almost 6 foot tall and that. You know, I'm getting broad ass shoulders and that. I'm getting really a thicker upper body than that. Because I'm lifting weights and that. And it shows. And I'm just like, okay, so I'm starting to look like the man that most women tend to want to be with. You know, got the physique like I'm getting closer to that. I'm just like, the idea is it's always about the fucking looks. Like, I understand that. I want to be attracted to someone too. I don't want to be attracted to someone that doesn't lift weights. I want someone to lift weights. If they haven't lifted weights before that, they can get into it, then that's fine. They're better off for them. You can always do new shit. Active people are always good. I like to be able to walk around and go on long walks and that and do that shit and that. I don't want to sit there constantly go to restaurants and do the whole like bullshit thing that these OnlyFans hoes always fucking do. You know, that's disgusting to me. Despite the fact that some of these women are very attractive, but they do these things because they have nothing else to gain with life other than to use their bodies for fucking money, and then they never learn what it is to have a family. They never learn what it is to have fucking actual children that with a good husband. That because husbands that are good husbands that they're not gonna date OnlyFans hoes. And they all do the same things. They all have single mom houses. You know, they don't want to work normal jobs. They think they're better than that because their boobs are big. That's the first thing they always do in that. My boobs are big enough, so... Well, my body's hot in that because I got fake ass and all stuff. They all go down the same road. They all do the same thing. I mean, and I met women that are kind of like this. And, like, it's just ridiculous. Dude, like, where the fuck are your mortals at? You literally slept with, like, 5 or 6 different dudes since I've known you. And I'm talking about someone that I know that you literally banged, like, 4 or 5 dudes in the first, like, 7-8 months that I've known you. And God knows how many other guys you were, you know, saying that. I'm like, what the fuck? You try to explain it to them, and they try to explain why they think that way. And one of them really stated, I think that's the only way I can get a guy is by spreading my legs. I said, there's other things you get a guy to do stuff with other than fucking doing that. That's the only way I feel loved. Feeling loved, it's a feeling. You feel loved by people talking to you. You feel loved by people. They just don't know how to feel that love. They think feel love is spreading your legs and saying, be like Bonnie Blue, be a fucking whore. Being a whore is not good. It's not good at all. Yeah, I want a fucking girl on that's going to tell me, oh, this other guy liked it this way. It's going to turn me the fuck off. Because that intimacy is in between me and the woman that I'm with. Not in between you and every other motherfucking guy that you've been with. That's what it is. That's why guys get so frustrated. It's like, guys that bang and like just to do it. They hold their balls for like weeks at a time, and when they find a girl that's hot and that, their balls are hungry to be fucking let loose. That's what it is. And so they constantly do these things and that. And women constantly accept it because they fucking like it. And their minds get more and more perverted. They do more and more things and that to get themselves off. Now they start going through all this stuff. Like guys do the same thing too. And that's what it is. It's like, how about you just have a boyfriend that you just keep on having sex with and not have to fuck anybody else, and you can be truly fucking intimate. But that's the thing. These women do not want to be intimate. Like, my ex was exactly like this. like when we were intimate with each other, it was beautiful now. But she wanted to reject it because I wasn't the rich man that she wanted. That I said, well, you're not rich either, so you can't say nothing. And I have more money than you, so technically I'm considered to be rich to my own personal standards. And I'm just like, is this how all women are? Like I'm blown away. Like I've been noticing the same trend. Hate men because I don't get everything that I want. Disrespect men that I'm attracted to because they don't sit there and give me what I want. You fantasize about these guys and that don't want you because when you say you want to bang them, they get all excited because you want to bang them. When you say, well, you're not my type and that, they're like, oh my God, they freak out. I understand you're freaking out that. But not every woman's going to be every man's type. If you don't have something on you, from my personal perspective, if you don't have an ass on you or have a good body, like frame on you or not, I'm not going to be fucking attracted to you that way. That's just simple facts. I'm used to seeing hot, fucking gorgeous women with big, fat, juicy booties and shit. If a girl has a flat ass and flat tits, I'm not going to be attracted to you because I'm not used to that. I've never been with a woman that didn't have some type of, big ass or tits. Never, ever, fucking ever. Girl had a flat chest, yeah, a big, huge ass. She had big old booty on them. That's just how it is. Now, do people get offended by that? Of course you're going to get offended by it. Now, I'm not saying, that's always an occurrence. Personality does matter. It does. But you have to have a strong personality, though. You can't just sit there and be the negative Nancy like I'm used to hearing all the time from women that they'll come up to me and just ask me, like, they'll talk to me like 500, like, well, ladies at work and that came with me. She's a cool person. I actually really do like her. She's very positive. She's coming to me asking me about her makeup and that. I'm like, I don't know. I really don't fucking look at you like that. I really don't care. He's like, well, do you think about this and think about that? I'm like, why are you asking me? I'm not your man. Why are you asking me these questions? I'm not your boyfriend. You want an opinion on that? I say, I really don't care. I don't want to see, I don't care. I'm not with you. Like, and I'm a man. If you want an opinion, and the reason why you're asking me an opinion like that is because you want the sense of me telling you that you're beautiful. Well, I never said you weren't beautiful. I'm just not gonna talk about your fucking makeup because I don't care. I mean, I understand you want to talk about stuff like that, but you want to be part of a group of people, man. I have to say it. Some people have a huge problem with it, and I think they have to talk about themselves. Like for instance, that. So we're getting a group conversation, and this lady comes up, and she starts like talking about her children. I'm like, none of us have children. I'm like, and we don't know your children. Like, you talk about once that's cool now, but talk about things that happen in your personal life. Like, you yourself. Like, you don't talk about, like, your children, man, because that's not you. They came from you, but that's not you. Talk about your own personal stuff. And, like, things will happen that. They'll talk about, like, oh, I drove in the snow and that it was slippery or stuff like that. Or just, like, little things that happen in your life. And like, okay, that's cool. We'll talk, have a conversation. But damn, it's always talk about your past and shit. And like, I get it, you can bring up stuff and that, but my God, it's like a constant occurrence about your relationships or something. Like, I bring up stuff and that when something happens. And I always talk about all the attractive women that I've talked to and grabbed titties with and all that stuff. And of course. Because of a situation that happened that. Like, a woman gets mad at me and that. I'm always mad. I've been with girls 10 times hotter than you. You just don't need to get mad at me. You should get mad at yourself because you look like shit, okay? You get mad at yourself because your ass ain't big. That's your own damn fault. Don't blame me for the way you look.
We are getting
That's the only reason why I
increased
bring
readings
up
of
this stuff
profound
now. It's
darkness
like a
in the
counter
nefarious
reaction.
skies.
That's why I bring up my ex and the way she looks, because she was hot. She was very attractive. I really like the way she looked. But her personality, was great. But the way she wanted life to be in that, she had mass anxiety and she had all these demons and that. Like, yeah, I'm gonna have to not be. I don't like that negative shit. So that's the only reason why the relationship kind of fell apart. There's just too much negative on her side of that, and me trying to be positive in that. When you get someone that you like and that you want to be close to, you try to fall in love with, try to say, hey, let's just be happy together now. They're like, be happy for what? And then you're just like, yeah, fuck this shit, bitch. Get the fuck out of here. Deuces. Like, be happy for what? Be happy for what you got. Like, you want the world and that, but you don't know how to get it. I don't want the world. I want myself and the things that I already have. Make it a little bit smaller. Make it around your area. And these are the kind of people that are angry, they're feminists, they don't believe in God, they don't have any good morals in that for the most part, and they all just fall apart at the end. Because when I wasn't praying and I wasn't, keeping Jesus in my heart as much as I can that throughout the day and that, I was just like these people. And that's the reason why I know that it works. Jesus doesn't just sit there and say things because he's just trying to make believe shit. Christ actually speaks these things. It's the honest truth. And when you give in and you knock out all the fucking airwaves of bullshit that all these demons and satanic people do, when you start to come in and calm down and breathe and actually understand, that love comes in. You start feeling alive again. You start feeling love. You start feeling positive more, and then you start implicating more positive vibes. You start implicating more stuff in that. You start being this person that you actually want to be. That's the whole point of Jesus. It's not about all these rules, regulations. He knows the rules are there. We should abide by the rules as much as we can. But he also says not everyone's going to abide by the 10 Commandments. You're not going to do all the 10 Commandments because there's no way that you can. He's trying to tell us that it's nearly impossible. You're going to try. The problem is you're never going to succeed because you're not perfect. That's the whole point. He's like, you're not perfect. But in that imperfectness, God still loves us. That's why he sacrificed Christ. It was the covenant from Abraham. And that covenant he gave to his younger son. That's why Islam's always so pissed off about Jesus. Yeah, because you didn't get the covenant, bro. You didn't get the loyalty. That's the whole point. The covenant was supposed to be the sacrifice of Christ. And the new covenant, after Jesus died, was to the world. This is literally what he speaks of. It's not just for the Jews and for the Israelites. That's why he kept preaching. It's for the Gentiles, it's for the Greeks, it's for the world. It's for everybody to have. That's what he kept talking about. You're going to have false people out there. You're going to have false religion out there. You're going to have false stuff out there. He talks about paganism. People that believe in Zeus and Baal and all that stuff. They're all part of the same the pantheon of bullshit. And when I hear people talk about stuff, and I say it's all satanic, guys. It's all satanic shit. All of it is. They say, well, that's just your belief. No, it's really stated in multiple texts that this stuff is satanic. And I always say, people believe in the zodiac, so why do you put your belief in the stars when the creator is the one that made the stars? And I was talking to one of the guys at work about it. And I was trying to put in his mind that not to be a dick, just saying why would you? It's like, well, can I worship him and worship Mother Nature? And I'm like, you're not gonna need to worship anything. He's the one that created all of it. In my mind, as of right now, the way I'm now on that, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, the only things I worship. God Almighty in 3 persons. 100%. I say this a lot. I don't give a fuck about all these other religions and that. They can all go suck a fucking dick. They're not truthful, and they have a sense of truth. They always will say you go through works. They say you can work it out with God. No. See, the thing is, we weren't created to sin in the first place. We got put into sin because of the fallen angels. So technically it wasn't our fault to a certain extent. We have free will. And that's where people always seem to get mad. It's like, here's what it is. We have free will to choose. So you can choose to be a piece of shit fucking person, or you can choose to be a good person. You can choose to be without God, or you can choose to be with God. When you're with God, that you get what? Not saying you get more blessings than people that don't have God. God wants to tug everybody in. This is what people don't understand. God loves all the evil people. He loves all the fucking good-for-nothing people in that. Why? Because that's the whole point. He's not trying to go for the righteous people. He's trying to go for the people that are sinners. The people that do massive sins. That's the whole point of Christ. So when people do negative stuff in that, and God throws people in their way, they're going to fight it. The demons fight hard. They don't stop. And I'm being dead fucking serious. These demons do not stop. They fight. And they fight. And that's why people get so upset. That's why people have mass anxiety in that. Because when you clash with them, when the Holy Spirit clashes with them, it's not an easy fight. It's not like they just like, oh, it doesn't happen like that. You know, it's a hard fucking battle to become a child of God. It's a tough fucking battle in that. It doesn't just have, these demons don't just quit. Like if Jesus came down and said, go fuck yourself, they're all like, yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the soup. They would all obey. But the thing of it is, it's about faith. Faith takes time to build. It takes time to build up your barrier around you, the wall around you, to deflect all this evil intentions. But once you understand how to deflect all of that, you start saying the word of God. So when I talk to people, and I like the woman, I talk about that, she's a gossiper. And I tell her to stop talking, stop gossiping so much. Why? Because it's creating issues. First off, you have mass anxiety in that because you're constantly thinking about something. You're not trying to control your thoughts. It's okay. It happens to everybody. Like I'm saying, I'm not mad at any of these people that I talk about. It's not about that. It's about correcting what's wrong. And people don't want to listen. I said, it's not me, dude. I'm trying to do with what God's telling me to do. God's telling me to stay away from these wicked people and that because they're wicked. But I also want to help them by telling them the truth. And they get mad. The demons show all the times. It's just like, it's just the mindset of people. And the reason why I talk about the people that have these kind of problems and that, because it's people that no one fucking really likes. They're just like, they're all stoners. All of them smoke a shit ton of fucking weed. They're so used to being high off their fucking mind that it's hard for them to fucking learn. But the difference is when females get high, they don't know how to get high like males do. Males get high that, it's more like a calm high, like, oh, the world doesn't matter. When females get high, they pent up so much emotional anxiety in that the weed actually doesn't break it. It never breaks it all the way. They have to be completely fucking roasted, and they act so fucking dumb. I've been high before, and I still kind of act the same. I'm more giggly in that, but I can still do my job without making a complete fucking thing. But the biggest thing is that all jobs are having issues with, and I say this out of the most respect, the fucking drugs that people take. People are coming in with shrooms, they're coming in with weed and that, they're getting high all day long. And I say, when you stop these things, you stop hiring people like this, and I understand some of them are good in that, they get a little toasted in that, but the thing is, when you accept one, you're going to accept all. And that's what it is. You have to teach the people, it's like, don't bring this shit in the fucking place. Stop bringing in all these fucking weed things. If you want to smoke vapes and that, I understand that. Just smoke a vape. But these people want to do vapes, weed vapes, fucking shrooms, and they want to do all these things, pop pills and shit. They want to do all these things and work on it. I said, if you want to get fucked up at home, you constantly need to get fucked up everywhere you go. You can't just stress out for a day and then go home and that. But man, I was so stressed out at work and I get busy and that. That's fine. Busyness, stress is fine. But these people don't get busyness stress. I mean, they do, but they get all these other stresses. So this is a day at work and that, working with this young lady and that. She's cool because she's a dork. She's an anime person, that, but she can't handle stress too well. And she doesn't like when people talk to her, especially if she thinks everybody's like negative as fuck towards her. Just super negative mind. And I'm like, yeah, that's some demonic shit, 'cause you're just selfish. That's why you think that shit. You're either 1 or a 10 on the, negative as in 1 or 10 as in positive. They're always that negative ass 1, and they get really fucking high. They become that 10 that they're all like, goofy and shit. Yeah, that's what creates alcoholics. That's what creates pill poppers. That's what creates people that become addicted to drugs. They have no balance. Because it's the mindset that you have. I always tell people, because I've been through it myself. I used to have so much fucking anxiety in that. I said the reason why I had anxiety in that, because I was trying to think about things that were not in my control. I tell people this because Jesus said it. He talks about anxiety. He says, do not worry about a damn thing. And I'm saying damn as in for myself, not for his sake. He said, do not worry about a thing. Because God is at work 24/7 on everybody. When you're worried about something too much, it just hurts you, not that person. So say like with me and this person I'm talking about, it is a worry. Am I worried about too much? No, because it just happened. So it's going to fade off after today. Because I want to correct it. Not just for myself, but for the work environment altogether. If this person is listening, just stop being so hateful. Life's only as bad as you make it. You have choices to make. It's your choice to make whatever you want to do in your life. And these people that have these kind of mindsets think it's never their choice. Yes, you choose to smile now, but the thing is, why you think these things? It's because you smoke so much drugs and that. That's the only way you're happy is when you're on fucking drugs. So you can be happy without the fucking drugs. You just have to want to try it. It takes a little bit of time. If you stop smoking weed and that, eventually your body's going to reset, and eventually you're going to feel better, but you're going to be happy normally. And I got to take a big fat shit. Oh God, I got poop the boots.
Your
Emergency off announcement. We have commenced an operation to eradicate the profound darkness. All ARCs ops, report to the quest counter ASAP and join the mission.
Your face! Your face! Your face!
Oh, that's bad shit.
Your face!
That's so true. I was watching some Diablo 2 short stuff. It's fucking hilarious. Oh man.
Emergency!
Emergency! Code! Attack!
Congratulations on completing the objective.
Completed!
Emergency!
Emergency! Code! Attack!
Nice one! You did it!
Completed!
Lucky I can heal myself. That was ridiculous.
Incoming alert.
Emergency! Code! Q!
You disgust me! What? Haven't I toyed with you enough? Your souls are mine! How could I fall to such
Objective complete.
wretches?
Completed!
Success confirmed. Return when able.
Nah, Diablo 1, I haven't played the game in so long.
What would you like to do? Feel free to stop by anytime.
Hello there.
Ah, it's you. Bye now.
This shit's so funny. I'm gonna order me pizza and chomp down some good, delicious pizza watching the show. Damn, it's already 1:30 though. Jeez.
Now that's one big mushroom. Now that is a big mushroom. I've never seen a mushroom that size.
Now that is a big mushroom.
That's not such a big mushroom.
Yep, that's a cow, all right.
Yes, that is a cow, all right. Yep, that's a cow, all right.
Yep, that's a cow.
Yep, yes,
Yep.
that's a cow, all right. I'm not thirsty.